Hi, I'm Marty Nimko. I just returned from a cruise and written, if you follow my work, you know I've written a whole series of stuff that, short stories and little essays that describe my musings as I observed things on the cruise. This is episode 10. I call it a buffet of thoughts. Some of my musings just haven't fit into the other episodes, and here they are. I alternated my feelings about the crew. Part of me feels sorry for how hard they work, especially those who clean staterooms, let alone work in the engine room. On the other hand, having spoken with a few crew members, they all feel grateful for their job. Most are from the Philippines, India, and Africa, where they would earn far less and be treated far worse. On the cruise, they not only get paid better, they eat well and get to see the world. Next item. We may appreciate the workers, but its forgotten subset is the intermediates, the people who monitor and fix the machines that make everything from the ship's light bulbs, espressos in the morning for us, and furniture. They repaint the ship, they unload the food from the supply ship to the cruise ship, and the kitchen staff that scrapes the grease from the grill. They get little money, less prestige, yet without them little is possible. Next. The 3,000 passengers on a midline cruise represent a decent sample of the middle-class norms. I cruised on that same line 5 years ago, and I note a major change. Far less interest in looking conventionally attractive, and a real increase in the proletarian look, loose, dull-colored clothes, no makeup, no nonsense hair. Among our many hypocrisies, many people who otherwise look proletarian spend serious dollars to be walking billboards for some corporate brand. I spoke with a guy who said he's on a breakup cruise, what he hopes will be a way to let his girlfriend down without too much pain. I am not overly optimistic. I wish we better understood why people so often act impulsively against their better judgment, overeat, overdrink, do drugs, and overreact to their partner's small annoyances. That seemed particularly visible on the cruise. Society's been fighting the battle against impulsivity with one arm tied behind its back. Teaching people impulse control techniques such as deep breaths and leaving the room to cool off don't work well enough. For example, some people go from 0 to 60 in 1 second. I believe that people's biology predisposes them to poor impulse control. For example, might some people secrete more adrenaline in response to a given stress? Or maybe their synaptic chemicals are too effective, making the person's excitatory responses far exceed their inhibitory ones. Or perhaps structural differences exist across people in one or more of the 47 nuclei in the thalamus or elsewhere in the limbic system, that area that affects emotions. Next, I am grateful for my abilities and pretty much have come to accept my weaknesses. I can still climb from the 5th deck to the 15th. I can engage well with strangers in the dining room, but accept that I don't wear well. My ingrained intensity is okay, even welcomed in the short run, but soon people want to escape my too fertile mind and relax. Most cruisers spend little time looking out their stateroom's window or out on the balcony, from the balcony, yet spend almost twice as much money on those rooms compared with an interior cabin. That's particularly surprising because views are everywhere else on the ship, from the decks to the restaurants. Throughout the cruise, we wear a medallion around our neck, which automatically opens our stateroom door without a key, charges purchases, and verifies our identity at the ports. That's very convenient. I'd imagine that some privacy pundits worry that the medallion could embed invasive tools like health monitors and report negatives to insurance companies, but that seems to me too unlikely. We all have more likely possibilities to allocate our worry time to. Cruises vividly display income inequality, wealthy passengers, low-wage workers. To what extent should that be remedied? A basic safety net for all seems unarguable. The question is, how basic? It would seem that in the U.S. at least, the standard should be what I call Ivy League living. Dorms, cafeteria food, basic health care in a challenging neighborhood. After all, if it's good enough for students at Ivy League, Columbia, and Penn, it should be good enough for people who are living off the taxpayer. The question is harder for the billions of people worldwide. An Ivy League definition of basic safety net would consume a huge part of developing nations' budgets. Is that okay relative to the opportunity cost, what the money would otherwise be used for? I'm guessing it would cut deeply into infrastructure, defense, and administration of such basics as, well, providing that basic safety net. I have no answers here, just as I have no answer to the problem of the countless and ever-increasing loss of jobs due to automation such as AI. I was talking with a non-profit executive on the ship who said he goes on cruises to do nothing but drink too much. I don't understand that. Life is precious and draining away. That's why on this 5-day cruise I've written all these episodes of Cruising. I hope they provide you with a little pleasure and maybe some insight. And now, it is time to disembark. Anyway, that little collection of thoughts is Cruising Episode 10, A Buffet of Thoughts. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel, and certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 34 books. Probably the most relevant is How to Do Life, but all 34 are on Amazon. Just go there, search on my name, Marty Nemko, Nemko, and you will find more than you can stomach. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.